Zama Mehrin from grade 9A is a talented and determined young learner. Inspired by Amy Purdy and TED Talks, she constantly strives to push her limits and embrace challenges with courage. Guided by her father, Mr. Shoukath Ali, and her mother, Ms. Nafisa, Zama draws motivation from her own efforts while receiving encouragement from her mother, which helps her stay focused and confident. Creative and versatile, she enjoys singing, drawing, dancing, and crafts, and she loves reading Ikigai, which inspires her to find purpose and balance in life. Zama aspires to become a cardiologist, combining her passion for helping others with her dedication to learning and self-improvement. Zama shows that with determination, focus, and a positive mindset, any challenge can be transformed into an opportunity for growth. Let's cheer for this creative, determined, and inspiring young star.
There are so many dreams that die quietly, not because they were impossible, but because someone didn't want to be seen trying. Happy day to the respected judges and each one of you here today. My name is Zama Mehrin, and today I invite you all to reflect with me on something we all experience but rarely discuss. From a young age, we learn to avoid the spotlight, to raise our hands only when sure, and to stay quiet about dreams that sound too much or unrealistic. Not because we don't want to succeed, but because we don't want to be seen struggling on the way there. Somewhere along the line, failure became something shameful, a label, a verdict, as if one moment of falling could define an entire person. But failure has never been the real fear. The real fear is being different enough to be noticed, different enough to be questioned, different enough to be judged before being understood. Because when you try something new, you don't just risk failing, you risk people watching you fail. And that sort of vulnerability is terrifying. So many people never discover what they're capable of, not because they lack talent, but because they lack permission to be imperfect in public. But here's what we don't talk about enough. No one ever fails at doing exactly what everyone else is doing. Failure only appears when courage shows up first, when someone steps outside what's familiar, when someone dares to choose a path without guarantees. And yet we treat failure as if proof we were wrong. We shrink ourselves after one mistake and silence ideas before they even have time to grow. But failure is not evidence of incapability. It's evidence of effort. Being different has never been easy. It's lonely before it's admired, uncomfortable before it's respected, and often misunderstood before it's celebrated. History doesn't remember the people who blended in perfectly. It remembers the ones who were willing to stand out, even when standing out meant standing alone. Confidence, contrary to what we believe, is not something we're born with. It's built slowly, quietly, after moments that test us. It's built after being judged and continuing anyway, after failing and choosing not to disappear, after realizing that your worth was never dependent on one outcome. The moment you stop fearing being seen trying, something changes. You stop waiting for approval. You stop measuring yourself by other people's expectations. You begin to understand that being different isn't a flaw, it's a responsibility. Because progress has never come from caution. Change has never come from comfort. And growth has never come from playing it safe. So maybe the question isn't, what if I fail? Maybe the real question is, what kind of life do I build if I never let myself be seen trying? Because one day, no one will remember how many times you failed. They won't remember the mistakes. They won't remember the hesitations. But they will remember the life you chose to live. So, who's going to show the world that they have different, amazing new ideas in their mind and is courageous enough to try it out in front of everyone? You are listening to me right now is going to do just that. And the greatest tragedy isn't failing, it's reaching the end of your journey and realizing that you never stepped forward simply because you were afraid to be seen. So don't fear failure. Fear the silence of never trying, because failure fades, but the courage to be different leaves a mark. With that, thank you.